Who is Gary Vaynerchuk? When looking at job sites and looking around for jobs, I came around this logo of a company called VaynerMedia that looks very similar to this Warner Media logo. When I saw this, I thought it was really funny because it got me thinking, like, why would a person do this, like, to such a well-known company? And it really got me interested in the kind of person behind this. So from actually doing research, Time Warner changed to Warner Media in 2018, which was also when they changed their logo to this current one. It turns out VaynerMedia was founded in 2009 and has had their logo style set like this for a while now, as evidenced by this Facebook profile picture. But I did recall the name of the founder, Gary Vaynerchuk, before from some mentions in some YouTube videos that I can't remember exactly, but I do remember them talking shit about him, if I remember correctly. And then I started to remember the name Gary V. And then the TikTok started to come back vaguely.
My two favorite WrestleMania moments are, number one, when the Macho Man Randy Savage won his title in New Jersey.
Love,
Which is the lamp?
No!
You don't want to sell it, you mean?
I don't want to sell it!
Is it, are you selling the lamp? You shouldn't sell it if you don't want to sell it.
I know, but it's...
Well, what do you do with it? Does it sit in the garage?
Sits in the garage.
That would be more of a reason to sell it. If it was like in your living room and you liked looking at it and thinking back to a brighter day, then you should keep it.
All right, how much do you want to give it?
As little as humanly possible. 3?
Okay. No, I can't.
Want to go inside for it?
You should keep it. But clean it up and put it in your house and enjoy it.
$10?
I'd give you 5 max.
I can't do it.
You got no worries. I'm actually proud of you.
She's like, what the fuck's the matter with you? Because of me every time. Get a coat, take it to school. So then finally, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna fuck my coat.
And then, unfortunately, I had to look for more. So Gary Vaynerchuk invested in Facebook, Uber, and Twitter, which was how he gained some of his fortune, as he mentions in this lecture he gave.
Me investing in Facebook and Twitter and Uber is not what's on the mindset.
I found this lecture to be quite telling and displaying a lot of Gary's personality and sort of motivations and sort of style of his company. In this sort of motivational and informational lecture for kids, he tells the kids to log into their Instagrams during school time in the computer lab to maximize their interactions and likelihood of success.
Like if you're going into your computer lab, right, you know, you can sign into your Instagram for that minute, 15 minutes, 4 hours. You know, here's what I would do for everybody here. I would do everything possible. I would do, and I mean everything possible.
I mean, this is literally like some casino pickup artist logic. This lecture I thought was very like, not sinister or evil, but just really lacking in hope or creativity, because he's talking to young working class kids who could actually use some good advice. But instead he feeds them this bootstraps, fantastical, exceptional story of a homeless man becoming rich by literally starting from one item and then turning it into thousands.
If I know one person that did it, then there's a blueprint. And so, you know, obviously I knew it was coming here and I did a little searching. One guy's like, yo, I was homeless. I got $10 from handouts. I caught your video.
And he also attributes this fantastical story to one of his videos, to himself. So he's kind of giving himself the status of creating success, of if you listen to him, if you do what he says, you're gonna reach the stars.
Because he had a phone, my service was cut off a month later, so I lost you, but I had the $10, I heard you. I went and bought $10 worth of water at the bodega, sold it, made 20, kept building, and he remembered the thrift store flip. He bought a pair of Jordans. He sold them for 57 on eBay. He just kept going and 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 going. Saved up enough. Now he's back on the internet. Now he's really flipping stuff on Instagram and Amazon and eBay. And then he just kept going and he made thousands and thousands of dollars. Then he got an apartment. Like,
at one point, he literally says to these kids, "What's your alternative?"
Like what, are you gonna sit and fucking dwell? So it's just there. You just have it so much better than people that looked like you and had your situation 30, 40 years ago and didn't have the web, period. So I don't know, it's just remarkable. It's just remarkable. I don't know what to say. That wasn't real. Me investing in Facebook and Twitter and Uber is not what's on the mindset in this room. What's in the mindset of this room for me, what I'm most excited about is that there's never been a time ever where there's been so much opportunity in the world, and I don't think people realize it because I think people don't realize what's gone on with this internet thing.
How can you downplay your lucky ass investment in those companies like that? And then to just focus on all the opportunities that you have in this internet thing, which is highly volatile and not secure and leads to so much burnout and really negative problems that you see. Like, it's just kind of ridiculous how much he minimizes that and is so focused on creating this like class, these groups of people, you know, starting them young, to get them so focused on work and digital media, to get them really, I don't know, fascinated with that. I don't know, to sort of inspire them to grind like he did, which is kind of crazy to me. He is sort of indirectly teaching them not to be critical of the system because there are people who have it worse. He's sort of teaching them not to think about it and just be successful. Like, that's the only thing that matters, you know? To not think sort of, sorry to say this term, but like in the meta about it, like about it, but just in it, like just be successful, you know, like just win at capitalism. Don't think about why you have to work so hard.
And the truth is not what these kids get a lot. They get ideology. They get people that come up here and spit facts that make them feel good.
He's right about this, but he's also doing the exact same thing. He wants them to do something for him. He wants them to work for him. Like that job post I was talking about earlier, it's insane. It's ridiculous. It's so manipulative. It was really gross and weird to read.
Like, stop crying. Nobody's listening. I got compassion for days. The problem is I know there's 4 billion people that have it worse than you. I don't know what to say. So like, I got some compassion for you. So, you know, like, so I don't know, it's just remarkable. It's just remarkable.
He's kind of right about that. A lot of people do have it worse than you, especially if you live in the United States or just North America, but still, like, his opposing ideology that is supposedly more truthful than the ones that he's not interested in will also just lead to sort of dystopic conditions, like in the other countries that have it worse, you know, where people are working for almost nothing, where the wealth gap, the wealth offset difference is so high. This sort of like hustle and grind and capital focused careerism logic is, or like sort of anti-career, just focusing on just money, is sort of like has no, I hear nothing about what you do for society or how he wants to do good for the public. You know, it's only about personal success, and you know that is a good thing. You do want to teach children, like we should be teaching children about financial responsibility and all this, but I don't know, it just seems it seems like from a selfish position that is making him feel good, I think, but also this sort of logic does make other people feel good in the same way. It makes you think that you're sort of special for being able to work harder than others. So it's not different at all. It's actually a lot more traditional, and it's not very different at all from what you're taught anyway in school. So I don't know what really he's talking about, how he's different, but maybe he says more cuss words and he says this.
The things I'm gonna spit right now are good, dude. It's good, bro. What's up, man?
And is maybe just more brazen about it. But the world does eventually teach you what he does. I don't know really how he's different. But he sure is trying to get the kids to think so.
What resonates is only one of two things: complete and utter bullshit and straight fucking truth. I'm not interested in selling that because it's not practical for 99.999%. I like talking in this environment about the truth.
So yeah, basically, I think this dude just got really lucky. Knew how to, learn some business and marketing strategies. Got really into social media and stuff. Got kind of successful at that. And I think that's really it. Now he thinks he's some sort of guru who wants to start them young and get them ready for work, get them ready to grind for the people at the top like him. I feel like some of the writers of Succession got inspiration for Kendall Roy based on some of the rhetoric that this guy says. He's always like, fuck it, fuck this, fuck that, and just like saying like random buzzwords and like just appealing to like ambition and inspiration and wanting to be loved by people, seems like.
Is it your work? Is it marketing? Is it a combination?
Yeah, it's always ingredients. It's intent, it's execution, it's circumstance.
I'm about gratitude, longitude, and latitude.
How's it going, Gary?
It's a lot of shit.
I eat shit.
Well, you're really good at it.
I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go back to that thesis, create characters. I can only scale so much as me as a human.
And another thing, I don't want to say that, I'm not saying that he's bad at business or doing this stuff at all. That's not what I'm saying at all. Obviously he's very successful and like has a lot of fans, as you can see in one of the videos I was showing. But it just seems like his advice is very super basic and very like self-help, like rich guy, not super helpful, I guess. I mean, maybe it is, but to some specific kind of people, but certainly not as much as he wants you to think. And in this video, dude is literally ranting about people not liking NFTs.
Who the fuck?
And blaming it on a culture of no, which sounds like something a frat guy trying to win in a debate would come up with. He sells them as something that will change your life.
Do I understand that some people do well? Almost everybody. And
this is a sad and much more transparent version of what he does in his speeches. He sells you his words as something very deep, but is actually very basic and rooted in self-interest. What do you think the no people are reacting to? The yes people who are hyping the NFTs as some sort of next wave, some sort of digital revolution, but is really just a pyramid scheme.
I'm fucking pumped, D-Rock.
D-Rock, get this shit.
The things I'm gonna spit right now are the things that I spit. Thank you, D-Rock.
Legend, man.
Yes,
I wrote
you did
that script.
For
I wrote
Steel?
that script.
With
Yeah.
Steel, right?
Yeah,
That's what's
me.
up, bro.
That's
Thank you for that help.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Real pleasure.
There are other much more informed videos, such as this one and this other one right here, but I just wanted to make a quick video. It's been a while since I made a video, so I just kind of wanted to make something real quick. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks.
See, this guy's a fucking idiot.